In this video, we're gonna talk about ways to save money on the road with meals and groceries. Now, part of the travel lifestyle that we love is being able to try new foods in new places. And it's easy on a travel day to default to the convenience of eating out versus making your own meals, and this can break the budget pretty quick if you're not careful. My name is Charity, and for the past 5 years, I've been traveling the US with my family in our RV. I've learned some things along the way when it comes to meals and grocery shopping, and I'm gonna share those with you in this video. So you might wanna bookmark this video, get out a pen, paper, take notes, because we have a ton of ways we have learned to save money while living on the road. Now, there's two types of food expenses that you're going to have: meals out and groceries. So I'm gonna give you tips for both of these categories separately, but let's go ahead and start with meals out. Restaurant apps for coupons, rewards, and deals. Many restaurants will have some sort of free item for signing up for their loyalty program on their app. Many fast food and quick service restaurants also allow you to accumulate points for free food. This is a great way to save some money on those eating out expenses. You can sign up on the restaurant's email list even a few days in advance, and most restaurants will send you some sort of coupon via email a few days after you sign up for the email list. Now, because of this system, you want to make sure you kind of scope out the restaurant a few days in advance and then sign up for that email list. Another great way to save is by splitting meals between two people or ordering a family meal deal. This is usually less expensive than ordering 4 or 5 regular size adult entrees. Another way to save when you eat out is to just order water to drink. Now, the markup in costs on drinking a soda or beer at a restaurant are pretty high when you consider the cost of a beverage at a restaurant is usually around $3 for a non-alcoholic drink, and then multiply that times 4 or 5 people, and you've effectively added 12 to 15 bucks to your bill. Remember, you're at that restaurant for the food anyways, not the cherry Coke. Just skip that and drink water. Another way to save is by opting to eat out for lunch instead of dinner. Most restaurants have a lunch menu that is less expensive than the dinner menu, and you can still get to experience the same food that restaurant has to offer for less. Another great tip for saving is to skip the appetizer. This can add costs, and then you find yourself too full to finish your entree anyway. So save the money, finish your entire meal instead. Another tip is to avoid eating out on holidays like Mother's Day or Valentine's Day. Many restaurants actually change up their menu on these holidays with fancy specials that really cost more than their typical offerings. Check out some of the kids eat free options. A way to do this is to just do a quick Google search in the area you're going to be visiting on which restaurants offer a free kids meal with the purchase of an adult entree. Many restaurants will offer these types of options, you just need to find them. And speaking of kids, consider ordering off the kids menu. Now, respect any age limits the restaurant might have with this, but usually kids meals have about the same portion size for less cost. A great example of this is the restaurant Culver's, which offer a kids meal for about the same price as an adult entree, plus you get a free custard, so that's a bonus. Now, since you're not gonna be eating out every day, let's discuss some ways to save on those grocery bills when you hit the local grocery stores. First and foremost, plan ahead. Making a meal plan helps to cut down on food waste and throwing out food because it went bad before you could use it. Once you make your list of what you need to make for your meals for that week, stick to the list when you hit the grocery store. Now, shopping for 1 week at a time really helps cut down on food going bad before that you can use it. When you purchase that head of lettuce for the tacos that you're planning to make 8 days from now, chances are it's gonna go bad before that you can even make that meal. So just pick up what you need for 5 to 7 days at a time. Plus, since most RVs don't have as large of a fridge as you would in a house environment, chances are it wouldn't all fit anyways. Using grocery store pickup order and shopping online and then picking up in the parking lot of the grocery store of your choice is also a great way to save. This helps eliminate those impulse buys or purchasing what you didn't have on your list as you walk through the aisle of the grocery store. Use discount stores like Aldi's, Trader Joe's, Sprouts, and Walmart Supercenter. You can perform a quick online search to see what discount stores are available in the local area where you're traveling. Now, I prefer using Walmart Supercenters when possible, since most of these locations have RV-friendly parking lots. Tallying your grocery costs as you shop when you're putting it in the cart can help you keep a running total on a calculator. This is gonna save you some money. When you see those numbers adding up, you might think twice about grabbing that double cherry fancy sparkling water mineral drink that you really don't need. Bringing your own bag will help in some areas, because in some areas, stores will charge extra now for bags depending upon different state laws. So bringing your own bag is not only better for the environment, it can be better for your wallet too. Probably the biggest tip I can give you is don't shop hungry. Eat before you go. One thing that we usually do when we shop at a Sam's Club is we eat a piece of pizza first before that we shop. Now, my husband and I can each enjoy a double slice of pizza and a drink for less than $6. Now that's a cheap date, and it saves us a ton of money by not shopping hungry. Everything always sounds good when you're hungry, and you tend to purchase more of the convenience type of foods, which will cost more when you're hungry. Another tip to save is to skip the pre-cut items. Things like sliced mushrooms, for example, are more expensive per ounce typically than whole mushrooms. The pre-cut cauliflower is more convenient, but you're gonna pay for that convenience as well, versus taking a little bit of time to do your own prep back at home in your RV. Another money-saving tip is to leave those overspenders back at the campground. If you find that your kids or spouse tend to be the one adding all of the extra things to the grocery cart, opt for a trip to the store by yourself. Another money-saving tip is to buy generic. Buying generic over name brand is typically 20 to 25% less, especially for things like pastas, beans, baking soda, and basic staples. And I promise you, your family will not know that you did not spend that extra dollar on the name brand spaghetti noodles. One of my favorite ways to save is by cooking once and eating twice. Having leftovers for lunch the next day can be a great way to enjoy a meal, but also saves on the cost of eating out or purchasing more items to make a different meal. I personally like to cook a large amount of food for dinner and then make a pan of that same meal, cover it up, refrigerate it, and we can have that for lunch or dinner within the next day or two. Hope you enjoyed these money-saving tips. Safe travels and take care.